Hello everyone, welcome to fortstar TV 365. This is your new program COFFEEMAT with your lady Davia KD, and today I'm with a big man, with a very big businessman. Introduce yourself, sir, please.
Okay, I'm Angel Bahabwa, your man Angel Bahabwa. Most people know me as the life coach.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
So this is a teen show. We mostly talk about issues challenging teens' life. So today I'm having this big man. You said they mostly call you what?
The life coach.
The life coach. So let me first have a talk with the life coach. So Mr. Life Coach, I would like to know briefly about how you spent your teenage life, like how you were when you were still a teen.
Well, that's a very wide question which cannot be answered just like in a single day. Because when we are talking of teenage, we are talking of some good 7 years, from 13 to 20 to 19, I guess. Yeah, around 6 years. Is it 6?
Like 6.
7 years? I don't know.
We have
13 to 19 is how many years? Okay, good. It's around like
okay, so
6 years. So 6 years I can't explain in 1 year, but in 1 hour, what I can say, my teenage life was a mixture of regrets and, of course, fun. It was a mix of fun and regrets.
Fun and regrets,
Yes.
just as how teens,
Yes.
it's always fun mostly. So I want you to tell us about how fun do you think your teen life was?
What?
How fun do you
Yeah,
think?
we had a lot of things.
A lot of them.
Yes, most of them were fun. We would steal people's boats, especially for Rush 5. If you're in Port Portal, you know what I'm talking. During our time in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, you know, some of you teens were just in your mother's homes, yeah? So during that time, we would go to the pond, steal Rush 5's boat. He would come with his dogs. You know, that was fun. We would go out, make
crazy.
a lot of, it was a lot of stuff that we were doing. We could bash up parties, we could date girls, you know, that was fun, play football, fight on the streets. To us, it was much fun.
Well, even today, the most interesting part and the most fun part of teenagers is dating. So tell us something. Who was your first crush?
Well, my first crush was called Angel, and she was called Angel, and unfortunately, she was coming from Kampala. I was in Fort. She knew a lot of English. I didn't know any English, so communication
was a challenge
bad.
after all.
Yes, it pushed us so much. You know, she was a very pretty girl, very pretty, and I felt to get along, but unfortunately, Chigambo Charolimi, language barrier, we failed.
So
We almost started using signs, but she was in a holiday and the holiday was ending.
and whenever it could end, she would just dash off and go.
That was
And you
one
would
time.
stay in sorrow, in other words.
Yeah, it was one time thing because she just came to say relatives. She never came back by the way. So I never saw her again, and I've never seen her again. If Angel happened to watch this program, please just inbox me. Maybe I will leave my contact to you. You can contact her, and then
Okay, Mr. Bahabwa. So tell me, what was your biggest challenge while dating?
The biggest challenge is actually stepping out and telling a beautiful lady that, man, when I look here, I feel like butterflies in my stomach. That was a little bit challenging, especially in our times, you know, when we used to use letters. For you use text messages, it's very easy. You write a letter, then handing it to her, it also becomes a problem.
With even wrong English, just as you
Obviously. You get. So by then, one another thing. Anyway, to me it was a little bit challenging, but not so much challenging, because I used to be a little bit stubborn. Because when I was young, before a teenage, my old brothers used to say to me to bring their beautiful babies home.
They send you.
Yeah, I used to be like someone who doesn't care. I would jump people's bisagate to see a babe. There's a time when the dog
Your brother's
almost ate
babe.
me. Yes.
Oh,
There's a time
you were
when
so
the dog almost
crazy.
ate me because I was dropping. Because they used to give me money. That was business. They used to tip me 1,000. By then, 1,000 was a lot of money. 1,000. They would give me 500. Those were 50 mandazis. What are you talking about?
And then you have to rush to the Kisagati to jump even.
Yes. And
Oh,
Jump in, give in the letter, then jump out.
So you used to do those things in the knowledge of your parents, or they never even used to know about those things? They were like secrets.
Oh, well, no, of course parents didn't know. We used to call them poster planners. By then there were poster houses. You have email right now, but there are post offices. So for us, we used to be called poster planners. So if the letter they give you, you post it to the right person, and then you wait. She comes, gives you the letter, and then you drop it. So you keep like posting. You are like a vehicle.
You're always posting.
Yes.
But I remember you talked about stealing. You guys used to make it like fun.
Yeah,
So
stealing was good. You cannot be a shepherd, because some of us used to go to the farms and graze cows, graze goats. So part of grazing was stealing. You'd get, there's a time we cooked the whole chicken underground. Yes. I used to love these shepherds who used to graze cows, because they used to teach you how to kill chicken without making it make noise. So that was
so you grew up with very big techniques like
yes,
that.
you just get it, you cut it, you squeeze the head, then you take it. Because now we used to have a feeling that they would bewitch you. So you would make sure that head goes back to the toilet of the owner. So after stealing, you have to risk back, taking the head.
The head. You had a belief that when you take the head, they don't bewitch you.
When it comes back to them, that was the philosophy.
So when you steal, after killing it and squeezing it, you take back the head to the toilet.
To the toilet, or anywhere around the compound, so that when they send the juju finds that is within out. That was, I don't know how it is.
Did you ever fear that it would ever, maybe the juju would ever fail to go back and maybe follow you because you touched the head?
You know the problem, we had a funny experience. There's a certain man who stole someone's, who stole someone's what? Someone's hen, and what happened was, he had to send juju. When he sends juju, this guy was in the hospital, and the cock was making noise in his stomach. So since then we started fearing to steal what? People's things. But as a young man, a teenager, you know, crazy things happen.
Oh.
Yes. So one shepherd told us that when you steal someone's cock, because if you would not steal in the group of shepherds,
Yes.
you would be considered stupid.
A fool. So you have to be a man and steal.
You have to man up and show them that you're part of them.
That you're a pro. Nowadays you
Yes.
call it being a
And
pro.
then after eating the people's chicken, now you go on fighting with sticks.
Fighting with
Yes,
sticks.
they used to call it shepherd's fight.
Wow.
Who is who? And then you start hitting one another.
So-
Because now you're already satisfied. And then the other point was stealing sugarcane.
You were so you were so spoiled.
You couldn't stay with people when you're not doing what they are doing. So the circle
Birds
of
of
your
the same
people also
feathers.
influences your behavior. So would steal sugarcane and tie them on the legs of what? Of the cows. You'd put, there's a way you would communicate to the cows. So you make these ones with your sugarcane in the middle. So you pass even alongside the owner of the sugarcane.
They wouldn't.
When they wouldn't know. There's a lot of
You were good thieves, man.
yeah, you know, you couldn't be a shepherd without being initiated. So that was part of the fun. Those are the things you look back and are like, wow, we had life.
Well, I remember
Yes.
you talked about
Yes.
Regrets. So
Yes.
did you ever regret stealing or ever regret dating good babes or
No,
being,
the
you said, a
regret-
postman?
Yes, very great. I had one day went to steal an old woman's what? Oranges. So we stole her orange. So before, as we went there, you know these orange trees have thorns. So you have to climb carefully. So she was old and his old son, they were only two in the house. So you couldn't rush down because it has what?
Thorns.
So one me I was left up, the other one went down. I saw how they were being beaten. There was this son's old woman. I was like, no, I'm not going to be beaten.
So what did you
I
get to do?
I picked more oranges. I slept down. Before I reached where they would get me, I started hitting them with what?
With oranges.
Oranges. So the guy started running for his life. Now the stupid part of it being young, we have to run home. And these guys are coming where?
Home to
Yes.
report you.
Yeah, I
So
know.
did they report you by then?
My having a military family, When they are beating you, it's as if they are bewitched to beat you. So also when you do those funny things, you know at home you have a kilo of canes. You know having a kilo of canes, they give it to you, you count one because it has to be there.
3, you have strips on your body.
It has to be there. So you are rushing home knowing the old man will kill you now.
Okay.
But the unfortunate part, also another part of that family. So this guy was a Muslim and he came with other fellow Muslims. They wanted to attack us. So it's like, okay, instead of beating me now, the uncles stood up, he brought in guns and they were like, okay, let us kill each other now. They had the pangas, we had the guns. We were like, we'll shoot you. And I felt so big as well. But when they left, I had to disappear away from home.
Because you knew it was trouble.
Trouble.
So, Mr. Bahabwa,
yes.
I would like to know, like during the times when you were at school,
yes,
what crazy things did you used to do that made you feel like a teenager, or maybe that boosted your mind and you felt like you were in society? What things did you used to do in school, while in class, maybe in school, like the vibes, teen vibes?
I don't remember more time at school. I was partly off school. Like I said, when I was in class, The teacher would leave, I would also leave. Because I was so busy out of school more than when I was watching. Yes, I think this program is for being honest. But I have to remember that I had to perform well. Whatever crazy thing you are doing, you remember what brought you to school. So it was very hard for teachers to believe. Because I remember from senior to senior 5 to be the first. Either the first or the second. However, they knew me as Angel Lewis. They knew me as Angel Lewis. Because by then Lewis had beaten Tyson. So I thought I would be Lewis. So that's how they used to call me. Because we used to have fights.
So you were a fighter?
Yeah, we used to have street fights. So when Lewis beat Tyson, I was like, I'm Lewis. And the guys started calling me Lewis. So they knew me as Angel Lewis. So at home, outside the class. So whenever we would come even in the first, they used to read the first, the second. I wouldn't come for my praises.
Oh,
yes.
You were Angel Lewis, you wouldn't appear even.
I finished senior 4 without knowing my real identity. So they knew me as a good boy who used to perform well, but they didn't know me.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this program is proudly sponsored by Travelers, Renzori Travelers Pride in Fort Portal. They have the best accommodation, the best hall, and we're having this show in their best hall at Travelers Inn. They have Parrots Bar, they have the best food and drinks. You need to try it. Like today, Mr. Bahabwa.
Yes.
You've come, and how do you feel while you're in Travelers?
I think this is a good place. For you young people who have a lot of parties, you should have parties by there. Because what I didn't tell you in the previous section is, we used to have a lot of parties. But unfortunately, that in our area, we used to never to come with the hotels like now.
Now, how did you used to do it?
We used to do what we call in-house parties, because we also had to fear police. By then, the police was hard.
Police was active.
Yes. So you guys, if you have parties, come at this one. It's a good one, and they have good meals. So for you guys who normally organize parties, this is the place to do a party from.
Well,
yes.
Mr. Bahabwa, these days teenagers have very many different challenges.
Yes.
Like it's so hard to find a girl child cooperating with very well with the mother. Yes. Because of some certain reasons. Like opposite sexes, they truly repel. They truly repel. Like you might find a girl is in the house but cannot share a secret with the mother, but rather go for a father.
Yes.
So what do you think about that? Did you guys used to interact with your parents back then, or maybe you used to?
Basically, naturally, parents have a way how they look at their children. They want their children to get out well, so they tend to be tough. And as young people, we interpret that as not liking us. Yeah, because now, how could you stop him from getting into a party? Well, then you don't like me.
Well, they want you to have a safe future. They want you to have a proper
me, I was
future.
lucky enough that I grew up with my grandmother, so She used to beat us instead to go to the... I remember one day she beat me for not joining a village dance.
Why do you think
She was like, "Why are you
she had to
the
punish
minister
you for
there?"
not attending a party?
That is pretense.
Well, I think she had to stop you, to hinder you from going there. I think so.
This is very crazy. She beat me once and I was never again beaten for not going for a village
party.
Hey, now going to the village party was part of the game. So for me, I wazaked around, being wazaking, and I refused to go there. And she brought again, why are you here? Can't we go to the village party also?
Well, tell us, why didn't you want to go to the village party for
By
sure?
then I was becoming 15 years, 16, so I had started learning like you shouldn't be in a bad group, especially when your parents know. But then she's like, you have to go there.
When she's aware.
Yeah, you have to go there.
Yet you wanted to never let her know that you're a bad guy.
Yes, you have to. You know, when you are young, you need to learn how to use masks. That's what they call personalities. Yeah, when you're at home, be at home. When you're at school, be at school. When you're in a dance hall, be in a dance hall. There are people who are at home, they behave as if they're in a dance hall. When you're at home, do homework, do everything.
Be a cool child.
Be wherever you are, be there.
Now, why do you think you have to be this various person, yet you're one? Like, why do I have to be a home girl and pretend to be a good girl, doing my homework, doing chores?
The issue is not pretending. The issue is not pretending.
It's all about pretending. When you're talking about masks, that means I have to put on something that's not me.
It's not you. Who is you? This is the truth you should know. It's you guys who pretend. When you're at home, what are you expected of? If you're a lady, even now boys can do it. You need to wake up, do the utensils, clean the house, wash. Even when you're washing, wash for your parents, because they spend more time looking for what you're going to eat.
But nowadays, boys no longer wash. They don't even wash.
No, that is
they don't wash, they don't cook, they don't sweep. Well, they think the boys' work is maybe going at work with dad. If dad is doing carpentry, you have to join him, like rough work. But if it's washing, no. You can't tell a teen for today that you have to wash. A boy.
If you want to create a relationship with your parents, you need to do those small things, like washing for them, ironing for them.
Did you used to do those things?
I used to wash for my grandmother. I wouldn't wash without washing her clothes. So whenever I would be there, in fact, whenever I would not be there, she would know. She would check in her wardrobe and find things are not clean. But whenever I would be there, the first thing was to clean the whole house. I used to have even flowers. Would plant flowers, have flower pots put next to my grandmother's room. I mean, you make it look so good. So when you're going back at school, you get more pocket money than others. Yes.
You know those grandmas, they like cooking obunyobwa.
So in fact, she used to have money separate, kept. I was a landlord.
For a good kid.
Yes. I used to get more money than anyone at home. And other children at home used to hate me. They think I was being favored. But I knew what she wanted. Before she would come at home, she would find her clothes well arranged. Even I used to
looking for favors.
Monday put on this. No. When you look at what your parent has done for you, humanly, she's doing everything for you to be there. It's not her obligation. I mean, your grandmother is not your obligation, it's your father maybe. But again, you need to do your role as a young man, as a young woman. What does it take you from washing your father's trousers and putting it on before asking him?
Well, you feel like you've spoiled like your dignity, you've deformed yourself. If I'm a boy, like imagine right now I'm a boy, like I don't want to show that I can do those things because naturally it's girls' work.
Those things have changed. If you want favors from your parents, if you want favors from your caretakers, do those small things that actually other children are not doing. Laying for example, lady, laying your mother's bed is no bad thing. Washing your father's shirt is no bad thing. You get? Washing utensils as a guy is no bad thing.
It is.
It's not. It can't be. Okay, maybe we grew so many boys. We are not lucky to have more girls at home. In fact, we are 8 boys and 1 girl. So you used to look at the lady. By the way, she never used to do much work at home.
because you would pity
Yeah,
her
so,
and you
but
would
even
feel...
I think when I later grew up around 16 years, I joined a family where there was both girls, but still I would still do the homework whenever it's necessary. So in short, you need to learn how to do your home chores. So we talked about masks. This is not pretending.
It's pretending, Mr.
You're being at
Bahabwa.
home, like I'm telling you, wherever you are, you need to be there. If you are in class, study. There are people
Mr.
who are in
Bahabwa.
class and they don't study. When they leave class, they pretend that they are studying.
But
When
okay,
you're in class,
study.
When you are with your boyfriend, be with her.
So you emphasize them to also
Don't
have
pretend
boyfriends
that you're on the
and
phone,
spend some time with boyfriends
be with your,
and girlfriends.
What?
Did you have one when you were studying, like in school?
I started having girlfriends when I was in P2.
P2, how could you manage?
It's when I first
How could you manage a
I
girlfriend?
remember
for
I
sure?
first wrote my letter in P2 in pencil.
With a pencil?
Yes, I had to write at the madam. I think I remember she was called Aisha. Yeah, she was teaching us mathematics. She called it. What I love about her, she never embarrassed me. She called me. I was like, how did you start writing this?
Now I'm imagining.
That girl, and the girl pretended, yeah. I was like, okay, this is a wrong deal. And yes.
I'm imagining what kind of sweet words a P2 boy can write.
I remember I told you when I was a poster planner.
A poster planner. So you used to read like, or maybe.
No, these boys, my old brothers, used to tell me stories. Yeah, I used to say stories.
So by then you had learned English, or you were
No,
writing
it was
your local language?
Networking, mixing words to communicate. In fact, I learned English because of Angel. I told you that part of the story.
So did you? Let me go back to this flashback of this girl that you wanted to write a letter to when in P2. Did you ever get the feels to come and face her and tell her, you know what? I feel something for you. I feel like my heart is pumping whenever you're close to me. Did you ever go and face her, like face to face?
No, in P2 it was not that way. In P2 it was more of the letter. In fact, dropping that letter to her was also another war. You want to reach there, you cannot reach there. You spend 2 days thinking about it.
But how truly did you know that you're in love with her?
No, it's not about. I saw my brothers having girlfriends.
And you also thought of having this
cute. It was right
cute.
for me to have one. And this babe was extremely hot. She was beautiful and she was very smart. She used to be the first in the class.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like,
Well,
me, I was always the first also from behind. She was always the first from front, me, I was always the first from behind.
So you wanted to make that combination?
Yes. And she never wanted to associate with me because
you're the first from the first from behind.
I would do mathematics and get 001. Maybe one would do because I put there my name on the paper. I don't know how I could get one out of the paper, but now she used to get 98, me I could get 01, and then she wouldn't see why we would connect. Yeah, basically it was a little bit tricky that way. And,
okay, once again, I want to remind you guys about our sponsors. This program is proudly sponsored by Baha Enterprises. It's an organization that deals with teaching businessmen how to make cash, how to make moolah, how to make money. So just tune in each and every Monday on our programs on Fortstar TV, most especially your program COFFEEMAT. Let's find more from Mr. Bahabwa. So Mr. Bahabwa, tell us, what advice can you give to the teens out there about their lifestyle?
Yeah. Anyway, I have no authority to advise a teen on how to live. What I can do is sharing my experience. Most people may not be like us because we ever used marijuana. I remember smoking weed. Yeah, I had a friend. In fact, she died recently, a few years ago.
Smoking weed.
He used to be called Edmund Saja. So Edmund Saja, we smoked weed. In fact, I think then I was in P5, not P6. Yeah, I was in P6.
You smoked together?
Yes, and it was
you
in fact 28th of December. It was 28th of December in the morning. So by then, I was, of course, I'm from a Catholic family, so though I'm not a Catholic, but from a Catholic family. So what happened, by then, I had been registered to play in the play. My first time to act.
To act like
in a play.
In the school, I remember this.
Every end of the year.
Yes, you make a
our
parents'
school,
day.
Being a Catholic school, would go to the church to present the act of Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, and this time
So
we are
now
looking at Stephen. Because 28th was the Children's Day, so we used to make an act. So me, because maybe the way I was looking like I used to beat children, fight. Man, it was weird. My brother changed the school because I used to beat him a lot. It's very funny. So what they made me a soldier.
Yes.
So we used to see more guys. We had some guys who used to smoke weed. This is an interesting story. So we are like, but if we also smoke, so we
wanted to
early in the morning
to discover what's going on with smoking.
Me and Edmond Saja, I smoked one stick for ease. So we rushed back to put on and go to the church. So what happened?
And become Barocoles right away after smoking.
Yeah, time came, I was sitting in the church. I used to see the church spinning. I was like, am I clean? I'm not clean. Now the time came, and what is very funny, my whole family was in the church. Uncles, aunties from wherever.
Everyone
and
wants to see.
They went there to church specifically
boy.
because of me. Because I had no history of going to church. So they were like, this boy is now converted. Bahabwa also can go to church and also act. So like, this is fun. So I went and time came for Stefan, and me, I was one of the soldiers who were supposed to beat stones.
To stone Stefan.
And beat him kicks. And we used to make stones out of paper. They made the stones out of paper, then they put a salt tape, and then you hit him with those paper stones. But they are not real stones.
Yeah.
They are paper stones. And then they'll make sticks out of papers. You know, I don't know if currently children you do it, but we used to have those activities. You make sticks out of paper. So you beat him with what? With
stones and sticks.
Which are in paper form. They don't hurt. So it reached time for beating Stefan. And my head was spinning. That's one of the times I regret. But it was fun. So what was fun was we started beating I was the lead soldier. Even the big fighter. Yeah, even at home the new Angel comes from most of our uncles away, and my dad was a soldier, so I was the right for the role. So started then beating him. I was like, this guy is not being beaten. So I started kicking him seriously, and I was very serious. So I was like, I started boxing him, hitting him. The guy started getting blood.
The way that started to become
the father left his seat and came to pick me. When he picked me, I also beat him. I was like, no, Stefan must die. The marijuana was part on my head. Stefan must die.
Did Stefan die?
Until they took me away. They took me where this party is dressing. So I passed by. I was very hungry. So I went to the section of the fathers. I ate their nkoko. Cream after cream. That day it was full of cream. So from that day I was like, I will not again smoke these things.
Now, Mr. Bahabwa,
yes.
Do you suggest that we teens of today, should we take alcohol, smoke, or even drugs? Are they effective for us?
Drugs are not good. I've told you the story how I embarrassed myself. Though I look back, I was like, wow, man, it was fun. But that's how I embarrassed myself. When you take drugs, you embarrass yourself. And of course, embarrassing yourself is not good. Sometimes you have small heads. I don't remember taking it again. If I took it again, there were a few more times. When I completely say I'll never again smoke weed. And then with booze, of course, most at home we are drinking alcohol, so they will take us to bar, they give us our alcohols, yes. It's like if you don't drink, you are not a man, so they will give you to drink. So
the symbol of
so one day I drank, and I think again smoked with Edmond Saja, and then what was very funny, I think it was in P7 if not senior 1, so we used to play cards.
Yes.
we are neighbors with one family, so I hope they don't see this video. It's very funny. So after smoking and drinking, so I started vaping a girl, the neighbor,
Your neighbor.
in front of the mother. And I was like, okay. So we started. We are
Did you
playing
ever get
cards.
scared of
No,
maybe
when you are
the
high,
mother
when
becoming
you are high,
terrified?
She was so surprised, but she had nothing to say. And the girl started looking small. Me, I was very serious. I would not
What
say
did
no one.
how were you vibing her like?
Telling her
Demonstrate
how
for
I
her.
feel about her, which was, we are neighbors, and I never said anything to her that way. Maybe I was not seeing her, but when I got into heights, I started seeing her. So, in short, that's how it started being. So, in short, drugs can lead you in certain heights which can make you. And after I was out of the heights, they told me the story. I wouldn't remember it. They told me everything, and the mother, that neighbor of ours, was my friend, my good friend, and she was surprised. So, but that's life. But what I'm trying to say, using drugs is not okay, because it can lead to death. Most people are becoming mad because of smoking weed. Most people are suffering from livers because of too much alcohol. So as a young man, you have a lot of interesting things to do other than bopping into the bar and drinking.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bahabwa, for the big, great story you shared with us here on COFFEEMAT. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Always remember to subscribe on our platforms on YouTube. Don't forget, this is your greatest TV show and on fortstar TV. Thank you so much. We love you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.